The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's a Carnival Thursday. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. Michaela's Carnival. It's Thursday, the 3rd day of June. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Linda's. I'm Jamal Hartman, along with the Carnival Queen of the Day, Michaela Ian. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. If you're watching online, share the link. If you're on Facebook, start that watch party, and we mean party today. If you're on Twitter, retweet it. Watching on channel 82 or listening on the Full 100 radio station, call someone up and let them know that we're on. Just get the conversation out there to your network, and don't forget to like and engage with us. Another good one today, as we're welcoming hit makers, right?
It's a day.
It is. Is it RTWOG2? Did I
put R2G2?
R2G2. So.
Yes. So R and then 2, the word spelled out 2, but it's like a capital T, and then G2.
So he's got some explaining, because I can't comprehend most things. So
right. I thought it was like R number 2, but then I looked and I was like, I'm sorry, but then I figured it out.
Rusty, forgive our ignorance, or mine. But Rusty G is on with Fire Wayne. So they're coming on talking about their new hit song.
Yes, full stop.
Oh, it's a full stop, all right.
Yes.
It's some energy, folks. So if you're looking for some energy, because we're talking about this morning, our discussion, we're talking about phase 3. So this is the perfect show to bring in the parties back. And don't forget, the Daily Play today, we're taking, it's named that place. So Michaela's going on a trip. It's a geography trivia question. But that's it, Kales. Let's get into the convo.
Yes.
So I think having these gentlemen on right now to talk about this is perfect timing, because as you and I discussed off air, as the Bermuda heads to phase 3, things are opening back up, right? And so we're going to be able to actually enjoy this song, yeah?
And the thing about it is, people are ready. People are ready. There are a lot of people. I'm not knocking anybody, but there's a lot of people, myself included, who have been wildly responsible for 15 months now or something like that. And I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's get it together. Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know, and I'm not trying to be a pessimist, right? I am who I am, but we've been here before, right?
We have. I think the difference is that 54% of the population is fully immunized. I want to say that was the last stat that I saw. So it feels a bit different. I feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense. And I feel like Bermuda's still being very responsible, because one of my best friends lives in Vegas. Vegas opened back up 100% on Tuesday. 100%. And then I was talking to a couple of tourists from Massachusetts, and Massachusetts was going pretty much back to normal on Tuesday as well. And I mean, Massachusetts has, it's a Democratic state. They've been very cautious. So I just kind of feel like the light is at the end of the tunnel. We're going through the tunnel. Let's go.
Let's hear from the audience. What do you all think about Bermuda heading to phase 3? Do you think this is just, we've been here before? Or do you think we're, as Michaela just said, we're heading to the end of this road, like the lights there at the end of the tunnel? What are your thoughts about heading into phase 3? We've been here before, whatnot. Now, for those who don't know what phase 3 is, let's just walk them through what it entails.
Got it?
Is that big enough? Can we all see that? Or
Oh, it's a little tiny. I don't have my glasses on. My girl can't see.
All right, so let's see. It's very tiny. I can't even see it.
It
But
is.
for
So I
those,
feel like,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, so I was saying like the biggest changes seem to be boating is a thing now.
Mhm,
So the curfew was changed. It's now 12 to 5.
mhm,
You can be on your boat overnight, but you cannot have any raft ups.
mhm,
Commercial, also, this is a new one. Commercial boating is allowed and not limited by group size restrictions.
mhm,
It's limited by the capacity of the boat. So that's interesting because I know tour operators were a bit disgruntled, I want to say the week before last.
mhm,
Retail businesses and grocery stores can open with no limitations. Bars, restaurants, nightclubs, sports members clubs can open for table seated indoor service as well as seated bar service. Table service maximum size is 10 people.
mhm,
Weddings, funerals, domestic partnerships are allowed for indoor and outdoor ceremonies, maximum of 50 people.
mhm,
Wakes and receptions are allowed a maximum of 50 people. Masks must be worn. And this is another one because I know the religious community has been a bit frustrated with the regulations.
mhm,
Religious services can resume indoors. There's no maximum gathering size. It just has to be provided the public health measures are applied and congregations must wear masks at all time. Officiants and choirs must wear masks. And then finally, gyms are open, equipment
mhm.
spaced 6 feet apart. Staff, personal trainer, and patrons must wear a mask. That's why I'm not going to the gym because I'm not working out, getting hot and sweaty with a mask on my face. So I will do my workouts in my living room where I don't have to wear a mask.
I
And
completely
then, of
understand.
course, yeah, it's just too much for me. Like it's too much. Like I'm huffing and puffing as it is. Like a mask is just gonna make it worse. So personal services, barbershops, beauty salons, spas, massage therapists can
Mhm.
open and provide services that require face masks to be removed. So ladies, you can get your lip waxed again, okay? And your facial. And then staff must wear masks at all times. Event facilities, i.e., movie theaters, library, galleries, can open with a maximum of 50 people. So it seems like the fets are coming.
But I have a question through all of that. I didn't notice
Sure.
anything regarding the SafeKey.
So the SafeKey was until June 6th.
Oh, so
The SafeKey is no longer a thing, the way that I understand it.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
It was like a temporary thing. But
okay.
they haven't really explained, and maybe there's going to be some more clarification. But
Mhm,
for instance, cup match, are you going to require a safe key for that? Because I don't see us having cup match like normal because
mhm.
it's just a health and safety risk.
Yeah.
But maybe they're going to do the safe key for because it's a huge event
Mhm.
and require people to be tested. I don't know, you know.
What what
But
what
yeah.
what are your thoughts, audience? We want to hear from the audience today. What are your thoughts on phase 3? Again, have we been here before? Or do you really think we're coming to the end of this? We have Michelle White. She says, cautious as we have been here before.
Yeah.
People get too lax and may tend to forget all of the protocols. Rick Olson states that the curfew is killing entertainment in Bermuda and certainly
As
not going to affect on tourism. Well, let's speak about that. What does this mean for tourism?
I See, I agree with that. So I stayed at Hamilton Princess over the long weekend, had a little staycation,
Mhm,
and I decided to come downstairs for a walk. I can't remember. It was probably like 8:30. And I heard music, and I was like, okay, let me kind of follow the music.
mhm,
So I walked along the marina, the music got louder,
mhm.
and I saw a band playing. It was Lamont Robinson.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the band is called. And it was a whole vibe.
Mhm,
Like it was a whole vibe. People were loving it. They were absolutely amazing. And it was 8:30. And all I kept thinking to myself was, in an hour, this is gonna shut down and then the tourists are gonna have nothing to do. Like that's what I kept doing, you know. So like
yeah.
I get it. But at the same time, like we gotta be open if we're gonna be open.
Yeah. Working Title is the name of his group.
Yes, working title. I can't believe I forgot that because I love working title. They are amazing. Thank you, Zena.
They're awesome for sure. Danica Butterfield says Safe Key is until
Mm.
June 15. Okay.
Okay, because that wasn't on any of the
I didn't see it on any of the dates.
flyers or the graphic the government put out. Okay, June
Yeah.
15th.
Elizabeth, SafeKey is only going to be used for large group
Right.
exemptions. Okay. And BTA CEO Charles H. Jeffers II says Michaela is correct. SafeKey is a thing for group events and cot match.
Right.
Also saying band is working title. So what are your thoughts, folks? Michaela, Deb Ford.
Sure. To be honest, I am not sure. I will hold judgment until winter, flu season. Yes. If we can get through that, I believe we are good. But passing through the airport area yesterday, seeing tourists was a thing of beauty. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'll just be interested, like with the SafeKey, it's interesting to me because, of course, last year we had no events. And of course, summertime in Bermuda is a promoter's time to make all the money you can. You know, there's always big shows. And the last event that I went to was the Buju concert, which was thousands of people, you know, and of course pre-COVID. But I'll just be interested to see what that looks like. Are promoters going to come back? Are there going to be events? Like what does that look like?
Yeah, no, I agree, Kels. It's definitely you know, thinking about cut match and Connie game, for instance, Teresa saying the premier did mention the child SafeKey to be used for large events such as cut match.
Right.
What, you know, you mentioned something earlier, like what is the cut match experience going to be like if it how we're used to enjoying?
Right. Right. And that's the thing, like for me with cut match for this year, I kind of was like, I don't know that I'm going to go just because I want my cut match experience to be authentic, even it's in St. George's. And of course, St. George's is my club and St. George's is my people. And I love my vibe in St. George's. But at the same time, it's like, am I going to be restricted to my plot?
Yeah.
You know, because if I'm restricted to my plot and I can't walk around and try people's swizzle and, you know, talk ish all day and, you know, the banter, the vibe, the crown, like I don't see how Crown and Anchor, for instance, could happen because everybody's all smushed together at a table. So I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
love it, but
yeah, I'm eager to find out, and maybe Rusty and Fire Wayne have some info on this.
Maybe.
In terms of, you know, usually we celebrate Carnival in June over the last 5-6 years. But, you know, what does it look like? I mean, releasing a song like this would be helpful for Carnival in that time.
Oh, it would have, and we'll talk about it more in a minute, but like everybody would have been behind that truck. And I could see it because Fire Wayne's part of Party People. That's the band I play with year after year after year. Rusty was on Party People's truck 2 years ago. So like I could already envision, you know, the song being performed live on the truck and everybody like going crazy and having a whole vibe. So I'm like, hopefully maybe later this summer, there can be some sort of something because I just feel like we have to celebrate this incredible song. You know, we need to do something. So I'll just be really interested because like I've seen a couple ads pop up on Instagram. So like there's a cruise on I think the Longtail this weekend. I can't remember. Maximum 50 people or something. So things are starting slowly, and like Huckleberry's having Rose Day on June 12th. And, you know, rosé is my thing. So, because there's normally like a big rosé day event. And of course, it didn't happen last year. So Huckleberry's having it, but I think it has to be seated. I'm not really sure of the guidelines. So I feel like slowly but surely we're getting there. And I just really hope that people, whether you choose to get vaccinated or not, I really hope that you use your common sense and you are responsible and think of, you know, your fellow countrymen, because that's what it's about. It's thinking about other people and making sure that you are doing your best to protect other people, especially our vulnerable community.
As you're speaking, right? And, you know, I'm just thinking about being at St. George's for cut match and a DJ during a break between overs, playing this song and it breaking out and just the atmosphere. Like,
you see it.
I go back to what they did on Bermuda Day when they took the drive around the island and the smiles on people's faces. You know, there was this video that was released by Olympics.com. I don't know if you saw it last night with the boxers, right?
No, I didn't.
It's an awesome video. If audience, if you've not seen it, many people have posted it. Mark Daniels, Bermemes, this video about the boxers, right? I see the same thing in this song with these gents, right? Bermuda, let's be honest, it's a divided country like most of the world right now. And as was said in there, like it's these moments, it's these kinds of things that bring hope and smiles to the faces of people. And as Bobby Sumner says here, this song would have killed Carnival, but this song has done something in a week that's pretty much over the last year. We've been so divided, torn apart. Like when you don't see one bad thing, all you hear is people sharing it and talking good about it.
Yes.
We are
Yeah.
and we are coming to a place. And when we get there, there's a song for us to celebrate like it's an anthem and to enjoy and everybody smile. This is what these moments mean for Bermuda.
Yes. And I said to my husband last night or the night before, I said, this reminded me of when Cully Buds put out Mamacita. And everybody was like, what is this? Oh, that's a Bermuda. What? And everybody was like, but for me, this feels bigger than that.
Yes.
It feels bigger. It feels better. It feels like exactly what I needed right now, you know? And I mean, I'm not trying to like read too much into it, but things have not been great, you know, for the past year. Spirits have been low. The country is divided. And I'm not saying that one song is going to change everything, but we all know music heals, right?
Yeah.
And so this song, and I remember I was listening to the radio when Rusty put it out, and it was a Friday, and I was driving home from grocery shopping or something 2 weeks ago. And I was like, wait a second, like, wait a second, because like everybody who knows me knows I am a soca junkie. Like I love soca, and for this type of song to be put out by a Bermudian artist and a Bermudian producer, like it just gave me chills, because I'm like, this is what I have to look forward to this summer, because we're going to do what we need to do so that we can celebrate this.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And I think it's these things that when your community is divided, it's hurting. Because let's be honest, you know, I know a lot has been said, vaccine versus unvaccinated. A lot has been said about control and bad governance. But in truth, we have lost people to this virus. We have, and not even just death. There are people who have contracted the virus who are no longer the same. They may need a walker, or they're not the same. So, you know, it's I think it was Bob Marley said, you know, when the music hits you, you feel no pain. And I really hope that this song and the vibes from the boxing video can do that. Before we get to Leanna, I just want to say something I had on my mind. I mentioned to you the other day, Kales, that I want to give major props to Loyal Hill.
Yes.
And I want people to really hear me, what I'm saying as I speak this. Loyal Hill had somewhat a parade for Bermuda Day. And it took me back to last year when Sleepy Hollow did their version of Cup Match.
Yes.
And it takes me to every year that St. David's probably puts on the best display of Good Friday there is.
Absolutely.
There's a lesson in this that I want everyone to take from what I'm saying regarding this. And the lesson is really, really that it's within us. What do I mean by that? Is that Loyal Hill did not need the government to put on their parade. Sleepy Hollow folks did not need the government to go and do their thing in Sleepy Hollow. St. David's does not need the government to do what they do. Good Friday, maybe a permit here and there. But my point is, folks, right, is if anything that this pandemic has taught us is that we can do things on our own without relying on the government. And I really hope that's what people, you know, you're motivated and inspired by that, because everything we're celebrating over the last year, that's really down to someone's put it. I'm just going to put it right here. Bobby Sumner. He says, that is real Bermudian.
Yes. And that's the thing, because Bermudians are always like, oh, Bermudians don't have a culture and we don't have no country pride. And I'm like, we do.
Yeah.
These were clear displays of Bermudian culture, Bermudian pride. And I say that as someone who was raised outside of the US for a good period of my life. Like the Bermuda pride runs deep in me and you and every one of us.
Indeed. Let's bring in Lee, because maybe she was a majoret in the Loyal Hill Parade. I didn't see her though. Lee,
majorette.
Did we miss you in the parade?
Yes, you did. I didn't get a chance to get to Loyal Hill, but I heard spectacular things about it. I just want to say that I co-sign every single thing that you and Michaela have said this morning. Like, I am ready for the unity. I am ready for the togetherness. I was speaking, you know, with my colleagues and friends on yesterday, and I was like, Friday, I think, was like the best feeling I've had in a really long time. And to go out there and be able to watch the runners and be able to just see people sitting together, like I understand safety protocols and everything, but it was unity for me. Like as humans, we crave that, right? Or if we're not doing it, I mean, we're living under a rock for the last year for me. So I'm for all of it.
Absolutely.
No, for real. And Bermuda, honestly, look back, as I stated, just look at those couple of events, those few events, look at the last year. We can do it. There is a such thing as Bermudian pride. We prove it time and time again. And after Leanna's done with the news break, we will be bringing in the gentleman to speak about more Bermuda pride. Look, Michaela came prepared. She's got on her Carnival.
I'm ready.
I love it. Kayla, next time you actually send me a message, because I would have had feathers on, like not these little things I've got next to me, but I would have came up with a full shebang this morning, honestly.
Well, let's get to the news break and get to the carnival. So over to you. I don't own feathers, folks. So that's
Thanks, Jamal and Michaela, and good morning to everyone tuned in, both locally and overseas. We hope you all are having a great start to this Thursday morning. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for our daily hour news break. So here's what's going on in today's top stories. Both athletes and fans can finally gear up, as after a much long wait, sport has finally been given the go-ahead to return in full force. Now, with the island moving into phase 2 this weekend, government has announced this means that sports can return with spectators as of Sunday. Now, this will be particularly good news for those who have been going back and forth over the prospects of County Cup cricket and Cup match. Now, before you get too excited, the public is reminded that the size of the crowds allowed for each event will be determined in consultation with the Department of Health. All other guidance can be found on the return to play document. For athletes, this phase is subject to monthly testing unless immunized, permitted group size, and ensuring that all public health guidelines are followed. Government says that during stage 4, all precautions should be practiced. Now, we're sure you've heard the ads of the past month or so, maybe even caught the discussion on our show. Well, today or yesterday, it became official when lawyers for a pressure group who want to block planned compulsory coronavirus quarantines at hotels applied for an interim injunction in the Supreme Court. The news came after Constitutional Freedom Bermuda, or CFB, reached its target of $70,000 to fund the legal challenge to quarantine rules, which they claimed would discriminate against people who had not been vaccinated, and state this is simply unconstitutional. A controversy was sparked last month when government announced that people returning from trips overseas must quarantine in a hotel rather than their own home and foot the bill, a regulation that will come into effect as of Sunday, along with the new regulations. Now, filing the papers yesterday, Mark Pettingill of Chancery Legal claimed that the government would also have to establish that this measure not only is reasonable under the circumstances, but will also have to show that it limits the spread of the virus. He went on to say that the matter has, quote, nothing to do with conspiracies, but this is about constitutional freedoms, end quote. Now, the application is said to be extensive and would include affidavits from medical professionals who oppose the tough stance. CFB, which hired London-based QC to mount the challenge against the regulations on behalf of their clients, set up the fundraising campaign less than 4 weeks ago on the Crowd Justice platform and had until this Friday to reach its target. By this Monday, they had hit the target, and they are now aiming for a stretch target of $140,000. And in the midst of a world that hasn't seen local boxing in the past year, the Olympic Channel last night released the trailer to the original documentary, Nothing for Nothing, a lasting tribute to those who have paved the way for the current generation of boxing athletes in Bermuda. The film, whose title pays homage to the late Alan Forty-Rigo, highlights Bermuda's rich boxing legacy, triumphs, and struggles, while introducing the next generation and their big dreams on an international stage. Now, the film includes footage from recent boxing events, as well as interviews with members of the boxing community, including Olympic medalist Clarence Hill, wife of the late 40 Rigo, Joanne Rigo, Jamal Woolridge, Wayne Keynes, and Palan Alvaro, to name just a few. Bermuda Boxing Federation President Nathan Dills said, quote, "Our only wish is that this film inspires viewers to embrace and support the sport," end quote. But to see the full video, you could just head over to the Olympics.com website for more information on the Federation programs, including the launch of the Fight Like a Girl program and how you can support. Just visit BermudaBoxing.com. Looking at today's weather, we have a high near 80 and a low near 73 degrees. Today, we will see long sunny periods develop after early cloud and showers are about. There will be isolated showers, mainly offshore, that will gradually diminish. The Bermuda Azores high remains dominant, delivering plenty of sunshine and mainly dry weather, as well as a warm southeasterly breeze for the rest of the week. That's all for our Daily Hour news break. Let's head back over to Jamal and Michaela in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
Lee, that video, that boxing video is hard. I mean, that trailer, folks, if you haven't seen it, just go on social media. It's hard. So yeah, that's a good one. The narration by, I believe it was former Minister Wayne Keynes. I mean, top tier. It was authentically Bermudian. It's hard, man. So if you haven't seen it,
chills. It literally gave me chills. I got a chance to watch it last night, and I mean, my hairs was standing up. Like, oh my gosh. If we're talking about Bermuda pride this morning, right? We're talking about unity in the community. We're talking about all of that. And I feel like if you have not seen that video, if it doesn't touch your spirit and your soul, I don't know what's wrong.
Indeed. Well, Lee, thanks so much. Awesome as usual. And we will see you tomorrow. Look, go get your feathers. I know you're going to be partying it backstage while the gents are on. So we'll chat with you tomorrow. Cool? All righty. That is Leanna with your news break for today. We're going to take a quick break and then be back with the gents of the hour, Rusty G and Fireway. Don't you go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stockings.
Karen, Miss Salter's bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days, I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
We're spotlighting our old friends Woodstock Farms, who started up 50 years ago in the belief that we need more trustworthy natural food sources. Starting with one product, their line, mostly certified organic, is now more than 250 strong in 10 categories. This month we're featuring accoutrements of the barbecue, for us the pinnacle of home cuisine and one of the few forms of restorative recreation now within our reach. Try Woodstock Organic Sweet Relish, Tomato Ketchup, Baby Kosher Dill Pickles, Sauerkraut, and Hickory and Original Barbecue Sauce. Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. She's Michaela and I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, and our friends over at Channel 82, where you can stream this and many other locally produced shows. All right, Kales, are you ready to whine?
I am ready. Let's go. Bring them out.
Let's welcome. I'm just going to, until he corrects me, I'm going to say
R2G2.
And Fire Away, and welcome to the show, gents.
Morning.
Hey, guys.
Good morning, everybody. Morning.
What's up?
As you can see, a certain somebody is just ready to partake over there.
I'm going to put on my whole Carnival
Got our costume on.
But it would have been a bit much. So I was like, let me just do the colors. Let me do the little headpiece and ready for the red. Let's go.
Ready.
Just ready for a party. But look, let's first things first, right? Because, I'm all about giving people their respect. So most people know you as the DJ Rusty G.
Correct.
Speak to us about the producer, which I need to get correct by the time this conversation's over.
So the producer name is simple. It's R2G2, right? So I see you get a little bit confused by the spelling of the words, but that's by design. That's to create some conversation, get you talking a little bit about it. But it's very simple, it's very easy. R2G2.
I will never doubt Michaela again in my life.
I told you.
I will never doubt her again. I just, I wanted to hear it from you as well. But look,
there you go.
Real quickly, both of you, if you can. I'm just gonna say it, you're a hit producer right now, right? Obviously, you have other songs that you've done. But what do you think of the response to the release of Full Stop as of last week?
I mean, honestly, it's been phenomenal. Like, it's been absolutely amazing. It was way, way bigger than I think myself or Wayne ever expected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We knew we wanted to do something for Bermuda and for Bermudians specifically. And it was I guess it was just right time, right vibe, right everything, because the way it is kind of connected instantly is insane. Like I said, we didn't expect that at all, so we was actually gonna hold on to the song. We weren't even gonna drop it this year. We was talking about, do we put it out next year because it's no Carnival and yada 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 yada. But we say, you know what?
So glad we did.
Yeah. We say, you know what? The people need this. So, here it is.
Yeah.
And then you pretty much, I mean, what does the response you've received mean to you as an artist?
It means a lot, because I ain't never really got no response like this. And I
think we have frozen.
be driving, looking like, go back. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
And they're just like, oh, I like that song, man. Big up. That's a wicked song. And I'm just like, thank you guys, man. You don't know how much it warms my heart. And I'm not used to the all this, like, I'm used to having parties and being in the back of it and seeing everybody have a good time. And boom, I go home and I have a good time watching them have a good time. But to see this, especially on that Friday when we was driving around their truck, and to see these smiles on people's faces and the excitement, people running out of the houses, like, hey, I'm saying, oh yeah, this is nice, man. They really feeling it. They're really feeling it.
I love it. So Rusty, tell us how you got into music production, because you've been a DJ for a while, and you dropped a couple songs. So how did that start? I
mean, honestly, it's something that I kind of always wanted to do. It's something I told myself probably about 6-7 years ago. I was like, look, I'm gonna produce music, but it was always some excuse as to why I was too busy or why I couldn't take the time out that I needed to take out to really learn the skill set properly. Like, I mean, I know music, obviously, and I have a connection with music, but in order to express that through production, there's things you got to learn. It's just like, like you learn how to play the piano, you learn how to play instruments. It's the same thing. So it's like, I gave myself all these excuses as to why I just didn't have time to learn, but then the pandemic hit. So
okay.
here we are. Time couldn't be my excuse anymore.
Right. No, I love it. So Wayne, tell us how you got into music, because I remember a couple years ago you were performing a song during Carnival, like on the Party People track. I can't remember what year it was. I was like, okay, I didn't know he was an artist. So like, how did you get into it?
Well, I've been messing around with music for a little while. Nothing serious, just making some little funny songs. I do comedy and all that. So I've been making a couple of funny songs. But I went Trinidad my first year. I think it was in 2015. I want to say. So I went Trinidad and I loved it. And I came back and I told my bro, I said, yo, man, I want to make a soca song. So I came over song Bermuda Day.
Okay.
Don't really get played too much now, but they played it the first time, and they had the second time we had the big truck on the road for Bermuda Day. It was played around that time.
Okay.
And then after that, I did a Carnival song, Heroes Weekend. That's probably what you saw me perform.
Yeah, I think that's
for that first Heroes Weekend. Yeah, that's pretty much. And then my boy Rusty just linked me up because he saw a little talent. he saw a little talent, so we worked on the rest.
His being modest.
I was about to say a little. Come on. So,
I don't want to overdo myself, but a little talent.
Hey, props to do and props to do. So go ahead.
Yeah. Brush your shoulders.
So what inspired this song? Because it's like, I love it. I love the Bermudianisms in it. I love the lyrics, the vibe, everything. Tell us what inspired it.
Rusty?
I mean, we actually kind of like, for me, because as a producer, I'm always working with different entertainers, different musicians, and different songwriters as well, both locally and all over the place. So when I'm kind of in my vibe, trying to make things and trying to network with people to find the right songs, I get songs that are submitted to me, I get songs that are sent to me, and it just so happens that James Morgan, also known as James EP, some people might know him as James EP, kind of like a legendary soca artist. He is a songwriter. He sent me kind of the rough sketches of what you hear Full Stop is now. He had sent that to me back in October, sent it to me a cappella actually. And I was like, oh, I like this. I like the vibe of this. You know what I mean? I think we can work with this. So, I'm working with Jamesy, and I built around what he sent me. And then I want to say, what was it, Wayne, like around January? I want to say it's like early January.
December, January.
Yeah, it was around that time where I was like, okay, I feel like I've got this song now, but who's gonna sing it? You know what I mean? Like that was it. That was the big question: is I've got the song, but who's gonna sing it? You know what I mean? And we actually did some trials with a few people here on the island. First, just some demos to see who could give the vibe. A few people that reached out to that never reached back, and it's all part of the business.
Right.
But as I was sitting in the studio with Kalai, shout out to who's your producer one time. I have to big him up every time.
Big up.
I have to big him up every time. I'm talking to Kalai and I'm like, man, I don't know if anybody in Bermuda can sing this song. Like, who can we get to sing this song? And I don't know what had made me say Wayne. I was like, you know what? Maybe Wayne could do it, And Kalai was like, Wayne, you mean guy that does the host, like the Wednesday night thing? I said, yeah, Wayne. He said, all right, well, let's get him in the studio. So, I gave Wayne a call, he came through and the rest is kind of history. So
I love it.
Love it. Yes. Because I can't imagine anybody else on this song.
and that was it. And that was it when we started to really break it down and understand the vibe that Wayne just carries just as a human being, as a person, and everybody knows him through Gumbays. You know what I mean? You don't get more Bermudian than Wayne. You understand what I'm saying to you? So
Culture man.
Man. So when it came to a song that we could own, that we could say is ours, you know what I mean? And we took, like I said, shout out to James. But it was certain things that we obviously had to take the song now and change up the lyrics and change up the vibe of it to make it something that resonates with Bermudians. That's what it's talking about, Woodies. That's what it's talking about, Link My Bridges. It's talking about all of that stuff. Is stuff that we brought to that,
Right. And that's what I love about it. Like I said, there's like the Bermudianisms in the song, because I feel like Bermudian artists have been, accused in the past of trying to sound Jamaican, trying to sound this, trying to sound that. And this was just so Bermudian. So it was like so refreshing to me. So live performance. What's going on with that? You heard me start to say one part. Wait a second, I just said. I had to pull it back real quick.
Tell us she's got to buy tickets to the show.
Yeah, you got to buy tickets to the show. We're going to have a little show.
When is the show? When is the show?
Hopefully soon. We're working on something right now.
Let's put it in the atmosphere right now. We and Wayne ain't even talked about this yet, but I think that it's only right that we have a performance of some sort during what would have been Carnival weekend.
Okay.
I think we have time to make something happen. What you think, man?
I think so. I think so too. I've been talking to some people, you know what I mean? And I think so. I think we have time to make it happen.
Talk to your people, I'll talk to my people. Let's see what we do.
That's all we did.
I love it.
Let's get it cracking. Awesome. So what's next for R2G2? What's next for Fire Lane?
I'll let Wayne go first. Yeah.
I honestly, I want to bring back something a little more with the Bermudian pride. Same sort of vibe, but a little hyper. A little hyper. But still Bermudian.
So like some power soca type of vibe, or?
Yeah. Real heavy power though.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Rusty, what you got? What you got going on next?
Man, I'm looking forward to working more with Wayne. Honestly, like Like, you know, there was a clear vibe that we had in the studio. We was working, and I feel like the conversations that we had this is just the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, I think that similar to how other soca artists around the world will give you quality music every year, I feel like we can do the same thing. I feel like Bermudians can do the same thing, you know? So I'm looking forward to working with more Bermudians and just building off of this from where we are now to where we could be, where we have a full-blown, you know, like industry here where there's several songs that are like Full Stop that people just love naturally. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fight it. You know what I mean? And people come here and they want Bermudian music when they come here.
Yes.
They don't want us playing everybody else's stuff. They want us playing our stuff when they come here. That's what I want to see.
So
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, like that's really the big picture. So you know, for in terms of what's next, like I'm working on a whole bunch of different projects. So you're gonna see more music coming out, you know, as the months roll through. But right now, what we are doing is 100% focus on Full Stop, making sure that every person on this island knows this song, can sing this song, rum after rum after rum. They know about this song. So the mission is making sure that, listen, if you're a Bermudian, you have to know this song. That's
word for word.
Yes. That's the thing. Like, that's what I love about it, because even when Carnival first started, I remember saying, okay, so where's the Bermudians that are gonna create soca songs? Because I need Bermudian music on the road. Like, we can't just, you know, be listening to Trini music all day. And then it didn't happen. So now I'm like, okay, this is happening. This can happen. We're here. I'm ready. Like, let's get the big truck. Let's go. Well, you did the big truck. But let's do it again. No,
that wasn't the big truck. That was
the mini big truck.
That was a little something. That was a little something. You know, like the big truck shake the whole street.
I want to go back to something I picked up in what you said, because having grown up around a family that was into test cricket, I remember always having soca when they would come back from the test matches, new songs and whatnot, right? But you said something that I really, I was hoping in my lifetime happened, and I think that it is happening. And that's, Bermudians had a tendency to treat soca music like Christmas music, like it was seasonal. Like, oh, this is And when you said that just now, like you were like, you know, we want our own music and like year round and something. Like, I'm so happy that folks are not just acting like soca is a summer thing. No, folks.
No.
Treat him like
we're going across that.
You know,
across that.
Absolutely. So I'm glad to see that in my lifetime, and the work you guys are doing is helping with that. But I want to let's switch real fast, because I'm probably, well, you know, it's me. There's some horrible artists in Bermuda, and that's not. That's
left field. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I am who I am, right? When I say horrible, there are people that they just want to, you know, make music. They want to be heard. They don't care about the quality, right?
Yeah.
And so my point is, because there's so many people out there that are talented, right? There are a lot of talented Bermudians out there, and you know, it's hard for them to separate from people who have the money and the funds to push their music.
Talk about it.
You know, versus the people who are actually good and don't have the funds, right? And I'm not speaking specifics about people, but with so many talented Bermudians who have made music and haven't gotten the response close to what you all have received over the last week or so, what advice would you give someone who's trying to catch a break in that space?
Pay attention to the quality of your music. Pay attention to the quality of music. Don't be afraid to send music to people like Rusty G that's doing music all the time, and let them critique it. And don't be afraid to not negative, but constructive criticism.
Yeah,
because that's the only thing that's gonna carry you through. Ask Rusty. Had made songs before and sent them to him, and he criticized them, and I was like, okay, let me go back into it and try again.
Wade's putting it nicely. Wade didn't really like me when he first sent me.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was upset. I was like,
This guy.
Who says he can say this? But it all worked out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Rusty was like Teo, and I always pick on Teo because I mean, he was the program director at Hot 107.5 when I was there. And so he would have to deal with it, like people coming in and they would be like, play my music. And you guys know, it's like, as you're a DJ, like, you know, you just can't play any and everything, right? That's not how it works. But seeing what you guys have done, and I think people listen to what Wayne just said. This is not his first go round, right? He didn't take it personal when Rusty didn't play his music. What he did is like, okay, I need to come better. I need to work on the quality of the product that I'm trying to deliver. It's key that we do not take it personal. We take the advice, we look at it, we work on the craft, because at the end of the day, if no one's giving you constructive criticism, you're going to think, oh, it's all fine and dandy. The amount of times, I'm going to use myself as an example, the amount of times we go off air and my phone's blowing up, like today, somebody's probably going to say, oh, you probably shouldn't have said there's bad Bermudian artists to make your point. Whatever. That's who I am.
There's bad artists everywhere.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
that's my point.
It's not a unique problem to Bermuda.
If you remember New York City, right? New York City over 20 years ago, late 90s, you couldn't walk down Fifth Avenue without somebody trying to give you a tape of them and their new record, right? And some of it was good, some of it was bad. But that's my point. It's not a Bermuda problem. I'm just simply using Bermuda as an example because these are two Bermudians who have done something fantastic. On that note, we have a lot of comments and stuff I'm going to share with you, but I want to go back to something Baby Dawn Lavrock said, I'm going to put you guys on the spot here, said, I didn't see the truck shrew back a ton. Oh boy.
Oh man, that was all through timing. That was all through timing because it was a plan to go a lot of places, but we didn't realize what it was going to take and the timing that it was going to take. Because I felt some way too, because I was like, that's my hymn. Like I stay back a ton, like, and I couldn't even give my people enough. And I heard every day, hey, you didn't bring the truck back here. But nice song though.
I mean, the plan was we was gonna finish up in time. That was the plan.
Yeah.
But between it getting dark and curfew and everything else, I mean, the farthest we was able to get was pretty much dockyard. And then we had to stop. So yeah. But we know if we do something like that again, we're gonna start early in the day. Yeah, we can't start when we started. We're gonna start early, and then that way we can make sure that we get everywhere.
Everybody. Because we missed Clearwater too. They tell me Clearwater was rampacked down there. That would have been nice footage too.
They were waiting for you.
They say Davis. They would. Yeah, I mean, so many places we didn't make, you know. So well, yeah.
Indeed. Sean Smith, just to answer this question, because it is something people ask. So no, we can't. Folks, when you don't have the rights to play stuff, we could, and this is an internet-based show, they could stop the stream. So we don't have the rights to play the song, but what we can do is share the link with you all so that you can go and listen to it. But we don't do things, do things that on this show to one, protect the artists so that they are getting paid for the royalties for music. That's number one. And number two is to make sure that you can continue enjoying the conversation so that you can hear from them as well. So that's the only reason we are not playing it. It's not that we don't want to play it. I mean, I play it.
We want to play it. We want to play it. I practice my lyrics and everything. I listen to it 10 times in a row to make sure I got the words.
I'm so glad you said that about the royalties. So you know, if you do like the song, please support us. A lot goes into making what you hear. You know what I mean? Yeah. So stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all those different platforms. Basically the ones where you have a subscription. YouTube is cool. We love YouTube. I know a lot of people use YouTube and that's their favorite one. But if you really want to support us, please, Apple Music, Spotify. That's
where it counts. Yeah.
That's where it counts for us.
Yeah, because it's only 99 cents too, so nobody has an excuse as to why they cannot purchase the song and support.
That's if you're still buying music, then you know, right ahead. But even not, you know, even if it's just streaming is fine too. Just, you know, those are the platforms. We're trying to, you know, make sure
to hit them numbers.
Exactly. Try to put
hit them numbers.
On that note, I heard you mention, or I saw you mention Shazam, right? Now, folks, if you don't know what Shazam is like my best friend over the last few years because
you don't know a song, yeah.
I enjoy a song. I've been rocking to this song for years. Right?
Tell us about
That's my
Shazam,
jam.
though. I saw that you had put something up about it was the top song in Bermuda on Shazam. Is that right?
Yeah, so I got a notification from Apple Music because Apple Music actually bought Shazam. So Shazam is part of their platform. So I got a message from Apple Music saying that in Bermuda, we were the #1 and still are right now the #1 Shazam song in Bermuda.
Oh, I love it.
Out of all music, out of whatever genre, it doesn't matter, it's #1 on Shazam.
Wow.
People need to understand.
That's absolutely incredible. So tell me how it works because I'm a little ignorant in this department. The song says R2G2 featuring Fire Vane. How come it's not the reverse? Because I've seen that a lot on songs recently.
Because I released the record.
Okay.
And all the music that I've released under my producer name is all in my profile under my name. So it's got a link to Wayne as a featured artist, just like how the song I did with Ariana was a featured artist, Ipree was a featured artist, Dolo was a featured artist. So similar to, I guess the best way to describe it is, you know how Major Lazer releases music, but it could be with Justin Bieber, it could be with anybody, but it's under Major Lazer's name. It's the same principle.
So real quickly, I want to ask about Shazam, like go back to Shazam, because I want people to understand how it works. Because it basically, if you hear a song, you might have liked it for years, right? And you scan it, right? It tells you what that song is. How does it work differently for like someone who's releasing a song? I don't quite understand. Like, how does the royalties and all that work with it?
Like I said, it all comes under Apple Music at the end of the day. So all of those stats, every time it's Shazammed, it all links through Apple Music. To my knowledge, I mean, I'm still learning a lot of this stuff as I go as well. But with regards to Shazam specifically, that is something that links to Apple Music. So then when we see whatever comes through Apple Music, there will be something from Shazam as well.
Yeah, and I only asked that question because I think Teresa has a question. What stream numbers are you looking to hit for you to start seeing returns on the investment on the tune? But I was wondering, like with radio stations and so on.
Really good question.
You'll have to get what's it like in the US? It's ASCAP and all those ones. And I wondered if Shazam, when someone streams it and listens to it, there or scans the song, if you get a return. Go ahead.
That's a really good question. Now for me, honestly, you know, this is something just 100% for the love for me. So when I look at, you know, streaming numbers and you're talking about return on investment, you got to be looking at millions of streams to even be talking about any kind of return in that regard. So that's not really what we're looking at here. But say, for example, Wayne now as an artist, you know, Wayne can go cut dumplings. He can go do performances. We can put on shows. There's so many other ways in which, you know, you can still gain and still build something in music, not just from the streams. But for us, and to answer the question about the goal, I want this song to be on the international soca radar.
Bang.
I want this to be a song that we got Miami Carnival coming up in a few months as the first real carnival that anybody has had in 2 years now. Yep. I want this song to be busting in Miami.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like that's to where I want us representing Bermuda. And so, you know, all the other stuff, like where you're looking at numbers and all of that, like to me, that stuff don't really matter. Right now, it's that's the goal.
Right. That's what I was just going to ask you, because I see the YouTube link is on Julian's promo. So obviously you're trying to market it to the other islands and the soca junkies around the world.
Anybody that listens to soca music, that's who we're trying to get this song to.
I love it.
But it's us. It's a representation of us.
Yeah.
Just like how when we listen to St. Lucian soca music and Grenadian soca music.
Yeah.
Vincent, it's the same thing. We just want the world to say, look, you guys hear about Bermuda Carnival. You see us turning up all the time. You know, all the DJs, all the entertainers that come down here and perform. This is what we are bringing to the culture now.
Yes.
Gents, we have to wrap it up, but honestly, it's been a pleasure having you. Obviously, Bermudians are behind you, support you, and we'll do what we can to make sure that the soca junkies around the world know who you are and what this song means to all of us in Bermuda. So thank you for coming on, having this conversation.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And continued success going forward.
Yes,
thank you guys. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
no problem. Talk soon. All right. That is Rusty G, R2G2, and Fire Wayne. Honestly, Kales, I know you got your stuff on. It's going to be a party immediately following this show. Folks, I'm going to ask the audience a question. I want to ask you a question. Yes or no? Have you streamed or downloaded the song as of yet? Yes or no? We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the Daily Play, and I'll go through some answers. Have you downloaded the song as of yet? I think that's a fair question. We'll be right back.
I think so too.
Tune in to the Full 100 Radio every Tuesday through Sunday at 7 p.m. Bermuda time as we bring you the love, romance, sexiness with nighttime jams. Only on your station for conversations and entertainment. The Full 100 Radio. Download the app available for Android and Apple devices.
All right, welcome back to the big show. She's Michaela. I'm Jamel. Thanks again to Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, all of our people and friends that continue to support us. If you enjoyed the conversation with Rusty G and I keep saying Rusty, R2G2 and Fireway today, please give us a like, a love, thumbs up. Let us know that you're supporting these gents. We have a lot of yeses, so it's great to see. We're gonna work on UPL Brockington. We we're working.
Pam, I'm gonna send you the song. Pam's my coworker. Pam, I'm gonna send you the link to the song when I get off of here because you will love it.
There we go. So Kales is gonna help you out. Rick Olson says yes. We have a latecomer. Nikki Hartman says yes just now. Baby Rocco says yup, one time. Apple. And then Mark Arthur C. Phillips. I put the money up and bought the song.
Yeah, support our artists. Yeah.
Absolutely. Bobby Sumner, come on, bro, of course. And Elizabeth, of course. So I mean, I'm happy to see this. I'm happy to see it, folks.
Yes.
We've got to support our own. We got to work on my aunt too. No, I have not as yet, and she's the one that got me into soca when I was probably.
You gotta send me the link. Got a hip. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta get it on. Don't forget, as Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, good morning, TDH. Smash the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on our YouTube channel. So make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Today is name that place. So it's a very hard question for Michaela. So she's gonna need your assistance, folks. She's gonna need your assistance. It's name that place. All right. Here's the question. What waterfall is twice the height of Niagara Falls? I'm going to give you a hint. It has the largest sheet of falling water in the world.
Is it, oh God, what's it called? It's in Zambia.
Wow.
They call it, it's like the Devil's Pool. What is it called? Victoria Falls.
Wow.
Is it right?
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Do you want to know why I know that?
The answer.
It's because I've been looking at, there's a travel group called Sisters Traveling Solo, and they've got like all these trips to Africa next year. And one of them was Zambia, Tanzania that I was looking at. And so, of course, you go to Victoria Falls. And then my cousin Yelena, I remember her and her husband went to Victoria Falls maybe like 5 years ago. And I remember the pictures and being like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Wow.
So, yeah. That's the only reason I know.
Well, folks, she is right. It's Victoria Falls, located on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls has the largest sheet of falling water in the world. So that is your daily play. I mean, wow, Kales.
Just a little something.
Wow. Well, wow, I'm impressed. Final thoughts on today's show.
I'm pumped for summertime. I am pumped for this incredible soca music that Fireway and R2G2 have put out. I just would like to implore people to be responsible so that we can continue forward. I don't want to go back into lockdown. I don't want to go back to not being able to get my eyebrows waxed and my nails done. I want to keep going forward. I want to travel. I want to have parties. And I know everybody else does too. So let's please be responsible and follow the protocols.
Indeed. And folks, I mean, this song by Rusty and Fire Wayne is giving us added reason to want to move forward and move past this. So thanks again to those gents. Looks like we're going to have Dr. R. Scott with us tomorrow. And we have Sherry Vanderpool making her debut on the show as our co-host tomorrow as well. So looking forward to that. Hopefully she's not a Somerset fan.
I
But
hope
anyway,
not.
we
God.
forgot to ask the gents that too. But Kels, you got some daily inspiration for us today before we head out?
I do. And of course, my phone just goes frozen. Real quick. Okay. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. And of course, that was by the lovely Maya Angelou.
There you go. Keep going, folks.
Yes.
Don't let defeat end it all for you. Keep going.
And Fire Vane is a perfect example of that.
Absolutely. And honestly, folks, share this episode. We've got to run. So thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, and Linders, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Michaela Ian. I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, make it a great day. Kales is going to get her carnival on. It's party time.